You know how you think a first date will go one way and then it turns into something you never saw coming? That's exactly what happened to me. I wasn't looking for anything serious or even exciting, but one swipe changed everything. What followed was a night so electric it rewrote my heart's story. Before we dive in, can I ask for your support? Sharing stories like this takes courage, and your encouragement means the world. If you love this journey, hit that like button and subscribe. Your support fuels these raw, real tales of connection. I wasn't searching for love when I downloaded the app. Honestly, after a string of disappointing dates and awkward conversations, I was losing faith in the whole process. My heart felt heavy, like it was waiting for something to spark it back to life. But one quiet evening in my Chicago apartment, boredom won and I swiped. That's how I found him. His profile was simple, no flashy photos or over-the-top claims, just a confident smile and a witty bio, looking for someone to laugh with. That little line hooked me like a whisper of possibility. I smiled and swiped right. Minutes later, we matched, and our conversation flowed effortlessly. It was like we'd known each other forever, each message a step closer to something real. By the end of the week, we decided to meet. He suggested a cozy Italian restaurant in a part of Chicago I'd never explored, a hidden gem tucked away in the West Loop. When I walked in, I saw him at a table by the window. He stood as I approached, his smile warm and inviting. His presence was like a warm hearth, drawing me in instantly. "You look even more beautiful in person," he said, his voice smooth and steady. Those words sent a flutter through me, like the first note of a song I wanted to hear all night. Dinner was perfect. We laughed over silly anecdotes, debated our favorite books, and even shared a dessert despite him insisting he wasn't a sweets guy. Every laugh, every glance felt like a brushstroke painting a connection I hadn't expected. When the bill arrived, I wasn't ready for the night to end. "Do you like jazz?" he asked as we stepped outside. I nodded. "Why, there's a little spot around the corner," he said. "Want to grab another drink?" There was something in the way he asked, confident yet gentle, that made my heart say yes before my mind could catch up. We walked side by side to a dimly lit jazz bar where a trio played a soulful melody. The air was alive with music wrapping us in its rhythm. As we settled into a quiet corner, the space between us seemed to shrink. His hand brushed mine, lingering just long enough to send a spark through me. His touch was a quiet promise, igniting something deep inside. He had a way of making me forget everything else, his voice low and sincere. Every word felt like it was meant just for me, pulling me into his orbit. The walk to his apartment felt surreal, the Chicago city lights blurring as the cool night air heightened every sense. It was like the city itself was holding its breath, waiting for what came next. His place was warm and welcoming, filled with books, soft lighting, and a faint scent of sandalwood. It felt like stepping into a sanctuary, a world apart from the chaos outside. "Make yourself at home," he said, gesturing to the couch. But as he turned to me, our eyes locked, and the air shifted. A quiet intensity filled the room, like the moment before a storm breaks. He stepped closer, his hand brushing mine. His touch was a spark, setting my nerves alight. His fingers traced delicate patterns along my arm, leaving a trail of warmth. When our eyes met, his gaze held a depth that slowed my breath. It was like he saw all of me, every hope, every fear, and still wanted more. He closed the distance, his lips meeting mine in a kiss that was both gentle and full of promise. That first touch of his lips was like a melody, soft at first, then building to a crescendo. His hands moved to my waist, steady and deliberate, as if memorizing every curve. His touch was a map charting a path to something deeper. He leaned in, and the kiss deepened, his touch growing more certain. The room seemed to pulse with our rhythm, the world outside fading away. The city's noise dissolved into a distant whisper as he gently tugged the zipper of my dress, his fingers gliding along my back, sparking tingles that spread through me. Every movement was deliberate, a dance of desire and care. The fabric slipped from my shoulders, pooling at my feet. His eyes swept over me, filled with quiet admiration that made me feel radiant. I felt seen, truly seen, in a way that set my heart ablaze. "You're incredible," he whispered, his voice trembling slightly, lingering in the space between us. Those words wrapped around me, warm and grounding like a vow. I reached for him, my hands unbuttoning his shirt with slow, intentional movements. Beneath the fabric, his skin was warm, his muscles firm under my touch. I traced the lines of his chest, marveling at how strong yet inviting he felt. We moved to the bed, the outside world forgotten. The room became our universe, every touch a star in the night sky. He kissed a trail from my collarbone to my shoulder, his lips warm against my skin. Each kiss was a declaration, a silent promise that this moment was ours alone. His hands explored with a blend of confidence and care, leaving me breathless. His touch was a song, each note building to a crescendo of sensation. His body pressed against mine, the warmth between us rising in waves. His movements were unhurried, savoring every second, as if time itself was bending to our will. My hands explored the breadth of his back, the smoothness of his skin under my fingers, drawing me deeper into the moment. It was like we were creating something sacred, a connection that transcended the physical. When we came together, it was like a dance, instinctive, perfectly in sync. Each movement carried a quiet reverence, a shared understanding that this was unlike anything else. The rhythm of our breaths became one, filling the space with a tangible energy that hummed in the air. The way he held me, the way his hands moved over me, spoke volumes without words. It was a connection deeper than the physical, a silent promise lingering in his gaze, in the way he said my name. Time stretched and blurred the world, narrowing to just the two of us. When we finally caught our breath, his forehead rested gently against mine. "You're incredible," he whispered, his voice full of awe. His words were a gift, wrapping me in warmth and wonder. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the curtains, painting the room in soft hues. He was still asleep beside me, his face relaxed and peaceful. I watched him, my heart full, replaying the night that had changed everything. I lay there for a while, reflecting on the night before, not just the physical connection, but the way he made me feel cherished and alive. It was like he'd unlocked a part of me I didn't know existed. When he stirred, he smiled at me, his expression warm. "Good morning," he said softly. "Good morning," I replied, unable to hide the smile on my face. His voice was like the first light of dawn, gentle and full of promise. We spent the morning talking, laughing, and sharing quiet moments. Each word, each glance felt like a continuation of the night before, a bond that refused to fade. When I left his apartment, the world outside seemed brighter, as if it mirrored what I felt inside. The city sparkled alive with the same energy coursing through me. Sometimes life surprises you when you least expect it. Meeting him reminded me that even in a world of fleeting connections, something real and beautiful can emerge. It was a spark that lit up my entire world. Tell me, have you ever had a moment that completely caught you off guard and changed how you see the world? Share your story in the comments. If you want more tales of life's unexpected turns, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, beautiful souls, keep chasing the moments that make you feel alive.